proposals in the document, because you helped us appreciate what in your industry, what you are looking forward to in any budget, in any manifesto. I keep saying budget, any manifesto. Did you see the things that you were expecting in this manifesto?
All right, thank you, Evans. When I came here last 2 weeks or so, we benchmarked our findings on the 600 policy interventions of the National Development Planning Commission. And now, so I think that to make a fair verdict of every manifesto, we need to look at what is the NDPC saying for the short-term, medium-term, and long-term goals. And does this manifesto align to those critical policy alignment and priorities of this country? Because NDPC is for the people, right? Okay, these are paid with the taxpayers' money. So I was looking at this from the gaps, the production gaps, the logistical gaps. We're also looking at processing gaps, that's the agro-industrialization gaps. Then we're looking at the marketing gaps. And finally, sustainable financing gaps. Now, we were looking primarily to be seeing something like, okay, clearly, majority of the 70%, I have gone through 16 pages, 16 chapters, okay, actually mention agric in one form or the other. The green financing, the green jobs, and all its derivatives, talking about the cost of living, all looking at food. I've gone through. What we are saying clearly is this. What is government commitment towards direct funding for agriculture? The first year or the first 4 years of the PFJ, 2.7 billion cedis was put in. Meanwhile, within the same year, our food importation bill went up by $4 billion. Our post-harvest losses went up by 2.6 billion, right? And WFP even clearly stated that we are possibly in the region of having food insecurity, okay? So do we have what the current situation is incorporated in that manifesto?
What they say about that is that they want to expand the plan for food and jobs, rearing for food and jobs too.
You expand on something that is effective. You expand on something that is working. If it's not working, what do you do?
What's your verdict on it? Is it not working?
It's not working. As we speak, I can tell you, speaking from people, with my members and other chapter and associate members from OT region all the way to the north, I can tell you ministers, MPs, and chairpersons of MPP are the people distributing fertilizers and seeds, right? How do you expect people, farmers, now going back to buy those inputs to go and produce?
So instead of expansion, you expect a reform?
We need a complete, you see, the agriculture sector needs a complete overhaul. And look, I'll give you one example. Why, as a country, over the past 60 years, we keep dwelling on cocoa? How much does cocoa give this country? Do you know the global value of cassava? 179 billion.
A lot has been said about that.
All right? And cocoa is only 47. Do you know how much corn, the global value of corn? That is almost 370 billion.
Wow.
Okay? How much of cocoa do Ghanaians eat or consume? When you put emphasis, and I stated the last time that the Economic Intelligence Unit gave us 3 things that if we are able to do properly, it will help to safeguard our agro-industrialization and food security. First, aligned your policy to the national interest. What is our interest as a country? We consume a lot of cassava. We also export a lot of cassava. Okay, Thailand, that doesn't even consume a lot of cassava, makes more than $2 billion annually. How much do we make out of cocoa? 1.5 billion? Okay, now look at rice. Look at the poultry industry. If you produce enough, we consume about 3.2 million metric tons of maize annually. Our deficit is about 900,000 metric tons. Meanwhile, our poultry bill importation for frozen chicken is about 1.2 billion. Why don't you invest a lot into maize? So we can be food sufficient. The poultry sector is the biggest value chain in the whole of the agriculture sector. So when you neglect the likes of rice, maize, you are neglecting the poultry sector, and that is going to have a long-term effect.